And good morning, welcome back everybody. Costa Rica card collector here with this week's StarStock weekly video. And we got some new news from StarStock. They're going to actually raise prices for 25 cents. How we're going to dodge that and go around that. We got some news from PSA. PSA is shut down for the next 3 months. SGC's raised their prices, so here we go again. I actually had a train going to try and get the card sent over to PSA. I hope that StarStock's going to allow us to maybe open up and send to another company. There's some new tools and some new features that we want to go over, some really exciting things. Remember guys, we're always trying to collect, I always try and collect the players that I like. I'm not trying to tell you to buy anybody on my videos. I'm just sharing my journey always. We're always looking for players under the radar, and I did find somebody at the end of the video I want to share with you guys, and a way that we can find, I say guarantee, try and guarantee yourself a PSA 10 if you send in of a player. Players that we bought this week, some moves that we made, and I'll show you some of those new features. And guys, thanks for coming along on this journey. We were supposed to have the bees home. They were a little bit late, so in the next week, for sure next week, we're going to have the bees to come home to see the condition on those bees, to see what we're going to do with those. And baseball's back, so hope everybody's excited about baseball being back. And there's also some buys in basketball, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. And we'll be right back, guys. Thanks for coming along. Yeah, appreciate you guys coming along on these journeys. So, well, we talked about a lot there in the opening, and I guess some of the most important things is the 25 cents and how we're going to dodge that. And gosh, I was trying to set up a pipeline or a train there of sending a few cards in every month of a couple A's, and see if we can get some 9s or 10s on those. Of course, I never really target players with a lot of money. I do this with the low budget approach. My initial money that I put in, I took back out already, sent a lot of my cards in there. So what I'm playing around with is, if I buy a card and we lose money on a card or something like that, I'm buying it with the profit that I made from StarStock. So I feel okay if a card goes up and down a little bit, if you had to resell a card and lose a little bit of money. There are a lot of things that happened that could affect the market. And I've noticed some things too also that on StarStock, and we can see there hasn't been much activity. And now when you do see a player that everybody's chasing or everybody is going after, there's a lot of activity on that player. But there seems to be not a lot of activity on other players. Seems to come in spurts, and when to buy and when to sell and things like that. We're going to talk a little bit about that. So some of the best features that to help you out on here. And for some reason, and I don't see it here available today, they had a new Excel sheet that when you do send something in or you sold something, you can actually print out an Excel sheet. And let me show you if I got that pulled up here real quick. Hold on one second. Yes, I do. I have it pulled up. So what you can do is, and it used to be there available on that little button that I clicked on. We're going to try and find it. I couldn't find it. You can print out, and it gives you instant, within like a couple minutes, it sends it to your email. Tells you exactly what you bought and sold or what was put into your account. And this is very useful. You can see, like, if you purchase something and what you sold it for. If you send it in, they mark it, they put the date. Pretty useful sheet. We've been trying to get some more information from the website. This is something that can actually help us. So I'll be right back. Let me put this back on hold. Now down here you can go to where it says new notifications. And this is where that used to be. There used to be a little thing over here where you can actually go and click on and get that Excel sheet. Maybe they're doing a newer version of it. Maybe they took it off just a couple of days, but I don't see it. But down here, guys, and this is something that's really important, is the frequently asked questions portion of this. And I do want to thank somebody actually used my Costa Rica card collector account name last week. And actually, I think 1 or 2 people actually used it. Because I woke up and I seen more money in my account by $10 increments. I know one of them was my friend Hedgehog. He's a member of my community, our baseball card community and football and basketball card community, where we do videos on YouTube. And somebody else, don't know who it was, but thanks very much. Guys, you're also, anybody that wants to start out on StarStock, I'm not affiliated with them, but you can put $10 in. They'll give you $10 back, and I get $10. So it's a three-way. Everybody gets $10. It's pretty good. So if you give them $10, they give me $10 back, and you get $10 put back into your account too. So think, if you put $10, what $20 could do? It could go a very long way. And we did a few videos ago where we did an experiment. You bought a few cards for $20. They would have actually gone up to about $50 right now, I think. And some videos back where I talked about Keston Hira, where he was about $1.50. I actually didn't buy his card at $1.50. I was trying to put the bid in at $1. I should have bought it at $1.50. His card's up about $6 right now. So, of course, I only bought one or two. But if you're going in and buying 10, you can do the math. You can make $50 in about a week on just a couple of cards. So there is money to be made, but there's also money to be lost. You got to be careful with this, guys. And this little frequently asked questions here, and you could go down. Now, this wasn't here before where they talked about the 25-cent fee. So we can go over here and we can see, how do I submit my cards? It gives you actually a way to submit the cards. I did a video earlier on how to do that. It's pretty easy. You actually print out an Excel sheet. You can do it on your computer. I actually send in quite a few cards, so I wanted to keep track of what I was sending in. So I did it that way. How to get cards out is the same way. Actually, I sent 15 cards home, so we're waiting to get those next week. And can't wait to do the video with you guys to show you what we're going to get sent home and check the conditions on those and see my angles on what we can make some money. Because the bees we know are undervalued on StarStock, way undervalued, way under market value. So we can take those off and sell them back on other websites, eBay, or send them over to ComC. And you can actually see on ComC, I got an example of the Jalen Hurts card that we were talking about last week. And hopefully don't forget about it. We want to go over to the 3 websites and check those too. But for sending cards home, guys, it's the same way as if you were submitting cards. You just fill out an Excel sheet and send it to them, and they take the cards off your account. They confirm when they send them home to you. Recently, that I did that. It took about 3 weeks for the confirmation for the cards to get home. And there's a holiday this week. Otherwise, they would actually have been delivered yesterday. But it's a little 2-day holiday here, so they shut the country down for 2 days. So we don't get those until Monday next week, but it'll be in next week's video. And I found this little section here on shipping cards home. What does it cost? It's about $5 maybe to send. You know what? I don't want to. There it is. $5 to send 100 cards, less than 100 cards home, and about $15 fixed rate to send a little bit more. And there's a fee if you want to add, how you say, I think a top loader to the card or something like that, where you can actually add a top loader to the card. Now, if you go over here, it shows you how to grade the cards, security of the vault, the marketplace, your account, the referral program that we have over here, cards for submitting and grading. It really gives you so much information, but I did find something here today. And let me see where I can find it again. How do you score my cards? And what are raw scores? And I thought that this was pretty interesting. The definitions of our raw score. So if your guys are sending cards in, they're looking for 4 sharp corners, clean surfaces, edges. I mean, unless you have a magnifying glass, you really can't tell a difference between a 9 and a 10. And sometimes an 8, you're going to see a soft corner, and you can see those guys. So you can see a little fuzz or a little edge or a scratch or something on that, or maybe an off center. So if you got 2 of those marks, for sure you're going to get hit with a B. C's got a major damage, and you could pretty much tell when your card something's wrong with it if it's got major damage to it. Don't send those in. You're going to definitely get a C, and those are way, way undervalued on the site. I've actually seen people buying C's off the site too. So just want to share a little bit of that with you too. Let's go over to my account, and I think I have it pulled up over here. And we actually have, I'm going to show you a few of my cards. Now, some you see listed and some not listed, some that I have for my collection and not for my collection. You'll see a lot of PSA 9s. I don't have big pockets, so I don't have a lot of 10s in my account. So I always try and collect 9s, trade 9s back, a bunch of them, and get a 10 for something. I actually had a Zion Williamson 10 in here of this card that I picked up way super cheap and listed it again at a higher price. And I said, hey, if I make $40, $50 off a card in a couple weeks, I'm happy. Would I like to have the Zion Williamson 10 right now? Yes. And I still have the 9. So I should have sold the 9 and kept the 10. We live and we learn. That was a mistake on my part. Now, new section, boxes. And I didn't show you that last week because I've been buying the Topps Chrome. You know, guys, I love Topps Chrome, but I've actually put some bids on some other things too. And we'll go over to activity real quick. And this is the offer section where your cards that you have for offers. And I've noticed too this week that I've actually gotten offers on cards. Old offers, cards that just been showing up like, woo, I found a card. Where'd that come from? In my account. And it was from an old offer. Seems like there's a lot of cards accumulating and and there's not a lot of sales, like if you heard from the opening. So people are just letting cards go. Guys, I found an interesting thing here. And I'm only offering $6 on this card, but it is for sale for $10 right now. But there was a recent sale, just to jump in here real quick because I've been watching football. I like this guy, and this is just a base Dunras, but I'm not just looking just to get one card, just to see if I could buy it and flip it for another video. But I've seen some recent sales at $7, so I went in with even a lower offer at $6 to see what happens. But if you see over here, the A's are in blue, the movement on some of those cards. Now, my psychology behind that is I want to get an A and send it in to grade. So that would be a good card to have in a PSA 10. Of course, going after the canvas or one of these other, this would even be beautiful, dude, with the blue border. Something like that, guys. Think about it. Look, here's one for $15 with the yellow border. Yellow and the purple kind of clash good together. Just an idea there. Let's go back over to my activity. Listings. I want to show you the listings. So if anybody has a StarStock account, you can go to your listings page. This gives you, instead of being in your collection and looking at everything, this gives you a breakdown to everything that you have and everything that you have and how you have it listed. So, and there's a real good way to keep track too also of all your cards. And also by watching, keeping your stuff on a watch list. You can watch your cards a little bit differently because they give you a little bit more different information on a watch list. You can actually see the prices of the cards in the different categories. A, B, and 9s are also in there too. So that is a great thing because I have 83 players and I got 125 cards that I'm watching. Let's go back over to activity. What I bought this week. Yu Chang has been announced as the first baseman for the Cleveland Indians. He did have a great spring. He looks like a great player. There will be some international activity with that player. I've actually seen some sales of his cards at about 50, 60 cents. So I went in there and bought a couple. I just bought them. I didn't want to put a bid on those. And a couple other cards that I bought there. Those Trent Grishams. And we're going to take a look at those here pretty soon. Sold. And you can see the activity hasn't been very active. But in prior videos, we did pick up that Nick Solak. And you can see that in some of the prior videos, like the Bobby Witt, Pete Alonso, we were talking about T. Higgins, Devontae Adams for football, Jalen Hurts also for football, Kyle Lewis, McNeil, Jeff McNeil, the baseball cards, those went up. Nick Solak's cards are starting to go up now too. So you can see this Topps Chrome. I picked it up a while back because I thought that it was a little bit underpriced. You can actually see that we actually have some funny sales there. Guys, somebody should look. We have some sales at 3 and some new sales at 1 o'clock. So I was telling you about people getting complacent because of the amounts of the cards in the vault. There's 273 cards in the vault there. That's a lot of cards. I bought them at $1.50 a piece. If this guy starts to have a great career and does very good, there's a lot of hype around this guy. A year ago, Texas is, in a market where they're not going to win a lot of games this year too. So he's flying way under the radar, but he did go up to $3 and sold for $3. He backed down to $1. That's pretty cheap. Pretty cheap for a guy that's going to be starting. We've been selling some Kevin Porters recently, and I haven't been taking much profit. I've been trying to get some money back into the account to do small purchases and stuff like that. So, and I have a submission coming up for PSA, so I figured that they would be taking some money out of my account. And I didn't want to be left with zero money because sales have been so slow lately. That JJ de Bladai, we did pick that up in an earlier video. I think I wanted to save that card. I hope I have one more left. But it did sell for 14, so we made a little bit of profit. So I made some chump change this week. Didn't make a lot of money. So let's get over to what I wanted to show you guys about with the Jalen Hurts. And sales here on eBay are around $31. You can actually find some a little bit cheaper. Here's one that looks pretty nicely centered up and down and from left to right. I was looking at if those are going a little bit higher, just to let you guys know. Here's one for 39. This one at 20, just for kicks. Let's kick on it. Can we get the picture to blow up for us? And hard to tell what's going on with that one, but that looks like a pretty good deal at $20. I took a shot at one. I bought one for $25 to see if we can get it over to a StarStock and see if it gets a high grade. And why? Because let me go over here and go to the marketplace and put Jalen Hurts in here. And we'll do that experiment right now. I'll go over to those websites right now, all of them. And I think he shows up first here. Yeah, let me click on him. We're going to go find his prism. That's always a way to find it. You go click on the player right there. There's his prism. It's actually $124. We had sales this week of $108, $110. One went for $100. So guys, if you're buying one for between $20 and $35 on eBay and sending it over to StarStock, that's a lot of profit to be made. Then if it backfires on you and you get a B, I went one step further. I went over to ComC. Now, last week I don't think we went over and did the ComC comparison, but ComC is pretty great, guys. If you're not in ComC and you're in StarStock, you got to have a ComC account too, of course, and everybody should be in eBay. But there is actually 289 different rookie cards of Jalen Hurts right now. Wow. And that's different cards. There's 88 serial cards. There's 24 autograph, 48 memorabilia cards. If you click just on, that's rookie year, 289, and then just pure rookie card, 144 cards. So I went down here, and say you pulled out the card from eBay, and it was $30 or $35. You send it over direct to StarStock from your eBay account. They charged you 25 cents to send it, to load it up, and you got a B on it, right? You can actually bring it back over to here. Cost you maybe a couple dollars shipping back and forth each way, but you can actually bring it back over to here and sell it for a profit. They're going for around $55, the cheapest one right now here. So look, here I want to show you something, guys. We can find the green and laser prism. Green prism. And green prism might look real pretty. Wow. Look how beautiful that card is. For $120. You could probably put an offer in on that and get it cheaper. But look how pretty that is. Can you imagine taking that off of there and send it over to StarStock? What would that card be worth on StarStock? Let's see if the green version is below here. It's not even, it's here, but it's not even listed since there's none there. Just found a great deal here for anybody that has any money to go buy this card or put an offer on this card, the Disco, and that's a pretty beautiful card for $125. There's also the red, white, and blue, which nobody seems to like, is at $99, cheaper than the base right now. So anybody wants to go in there and take advantage of those cards, go ahead. But just wanted to show you guys, I think that he's kind of high right now, his card, being that it's off season. He was benched in the last game. We love this guy. Similar to the Kyle Murray cards, you know, as soon as somebody starts to talk about on YouTube or there's hype around these guys, the prices go up real fast, guys. That's when I zag. I go in the opposite direction. I try and find somebody else. So there's some comparisons out there, and there's players out there. Let me see if I can push over to the other part of the video that we wanted to do in my strategy with the slowdown on StarStock. Let me go over to my collection, with not being able to send into, and there's the export data. It's on your My Collection tab. So if anybody didn't make it this far at the end of the video and we were talking about the export, there's the export tab. You just click on that, you put in your email, and 2 minutes later you have that in your inbox of the cards that you have. It's pretty instantaneous. So what my plan is, what I've been doing since they shut down the PSA shutdown and we don't have the grading possibility right now with StarStock. I was trying to create that train to try and make a couple extra $100 for making cards, to get cards into my collection or to bring cards home. I've been changing my thoughts. And I only sent home one stack of B's, but I actually have a note over here. And show it to you guys here. If I can get it in front of the camera. There it is. No more PSA. B's home. So I got to send more B's home. So I'm targeting actually to try and send some B's home to try and resell those to make some money. So what I did earlier is I sent some Bo Bichette B's home. I was paying about $8 a card, and I know I can sell those for about $20 a card on eBay. So I want to try and do that to try and make a little bit of extra money every month, or put myself on hold for a little bit and wait for that to re-increase. But guys, there's been some opportunity with a lot of movements in when there's talk about players going from one team to the next team. And we know we've seen that with basketball recently, and we've seen that with football recently. So if anybody's been on StarStock, you can see that players have been actually moving quite a bit. And I'm going to go back over to the marketplace, and you can use these tools, guys, and always remember to use these tools. I don't really look at the featured card that much. I like to look at the emerging here index. We looked at a little bit of the emerging index last week. It is ticking up a tiny bit. So last week we were here where it was dipping down a tiny bit. We're ticking back up a tiny bit. This is great to see. We love to see that. Anybody that's buying and selling on a website. And I want to get over to Topshot here right after I show you the part that I really use a lot. And this one right here, the most traded cards today. And this tells me a lot. Look, who shows up here today? Nick Solak. So somebody's jumping on his PSA 10 for $45. I think that that's a great deal to get a card that's going to cost you $20 to get slabbed, take you a year to get, and to own that card in a 10. And if he goes off, you know you're going to make money on that card. Vladimir Guerrero, we know he's been getting a lot of talk. We see him on there. I remember being able to, in the off season on eBay, finding these cards for around $35 or $40. I only bought one or two. I've actually sold it already. And Yu Chang shows up on there. The guy that I was talking about a couple weeks ago. He just got the first baseman's job in Indians, for the Indians. So, guys, or the Cleveland baseball team, we should say. Latest sale on a was 11 cents, guys. When this guy goes off and hits some home runs, I can't predict that the card's going to go up astronomical, but God, it's got to go up a tiny bit. He is a good player. And guys, thanks for joining me for the StarStock this week. I wanted to go over and show you something with Topshot now. Guys, can you imagine being in Topshot? And I don't know if you've seen my last week's with Topshot video, and trying to squeeze this in here at the end of these videos maybe every week. And guys, these are probably going to go about 25 minutes long. I'm sorry about that. I do tend to ramble, but I like to give a lot of information, tell you what's going on with StarStock. Seems like every week there's more things to talk about. And at the end here, I want to show you one card. I did forget to talk about it, the PSA card that we're going to target, and why I targeted it, and why I think we're going to get a good grade on it. And we're going to send it in whenever we can send cards back in again. So I got in line for this pre-order sale, and I'm going to get one of those packs because I'm guaranteed to get that for $9. Yesterday, they did the base set release 26, Series 2. I missed out on that. I was like 130,000 in line. A friend of mine, Ziggy, was in line at like 65,000. He missed out on it. I think there was about 50 or 60,000 packs released. I can't be for sure how many, but we missed out on that. But what's exciting, guys, is Michael Jordan just put in, and we're going to go over to my moments. I actually made a Cool Cats challenge showdown. And did I finish doing the showdown? I may have to get in there and finish that one, but I do have my moments over here. Guys, can you imagine opening up a pack and Michael Jordan invested in the StarStock, or not StarStock, in the Topshot, $305 million. LeBron James moments are the most sold and most sought after on Topshot. Now, we know Michael Jordan is getting involved with this to have some moments. Can you imagine having some moments of Michael Jordan clutch shots or dunks or something like that and getting that in your pack? I'm excited. I'm really excited about that. Guys, we did sell two or three of my moments. So we're sitting at around $160 profit. Moments went down, way down in price recently. So I think I have like about $130 in profit, but I was able to buy that pack, or get in line to buy the pack that I wanted to buy. And that was something that was cool because I didn't have to use my money off my account to do that. I was able to use the money that was in my Dapper account to buy the packs. So I wanted to leave that money there and leave all those packs there and see what happens. And guys, I hope you like these journeys that I'm sharing with you. One of these reasons that I bought this card, I'm going to go back into the activity, and I hope that everybody stayed to the end of this. The reason I bought this Trent Grisham card right here, it's such a cheap price, and I'm actually going to target, I'm trying to target one of the Topps Chrome 2. I think it's undervalued. At $65, they're selling at listing, none actually sold. But this guy's on a team that's going to make the playoffs. He's on an exciting team with Tatis Jr. They did invest in some pitching in the offseason. So can you imagine you're picking up these cards at $1 or $2 a piece and you're sending it into grade? And why did I do that? Actually, when I was taking the last time I looked at this, there was only 700 some cards in the vault. There's 843 cards in the vault right now. Can you imagine somebody that works for StarStock going to the vault and having 800 cards to choose from to get you a PSA 10? I think you're going to guarantee yourself a PSA 10 there. They're going to take the best 10 cards and eliminate them and come up with one that looks, God, I mean, they got somebody over there that's watching the cards. So I don't know. I'm thinking you're giving yourself a good chance at a PSA 10. Now, of course, as an example, you wouldn't want to go and put a card in for grading and there's only 11 in the vault and they have 11 to choose from. I don't know. I'm going with numbers. I'm always a numbers guy. And guys, I appreciate you coming by this week and taking a look at the journey. And we'll be back next week. We'll publish this a little bit late because of with the PSA shutting down and SGC raising their prices. Guys, I would say that it's still a bargain for $20 for PSA. And they were probably going to come up with an increased hold back if you're sending into grade. Beckett's out there, SGC's out there, HGA's out there. There's a new company that's going to be coming out here in a couple of weeks, an extreme grading company. A friend of mine is going to launch, and let's see what happens. Guys, everybody have a good one. Hope you guys enjoy new baseball. And, oh, wait, real quick. Let's run over to basketball real quick, and we can actually see with my cards here, and I wanted to use it as an example here. There's some steals out here right now. $14 for Jared Allen. That's actually a pretty good price there. $75. You're still getting good prices on those, but there's some cards here pretty cheap. DeAndre Hunter, $26. Here, RJ Barrett. Everybody likes this guy. Knicks are going to make the playoffs. His A is back up to $43 right now. So it was really cheap the other day, and I was telling people to actually buy it the other day. Let's see if we can get the PSA 10s off of there and have the 9 show up. And it was few videos ago. Actually, it's been holding pretty well, guys. That's a look at the possibilities of that card. It can actually get up into the $70, $80 range if he makes the playoffs and they do something very good in the playoffs. Will it? I don't know. Should we buy it? Don't think so. I'm not. I'm staying away right now from basketball. But there are some good deals out there, like that PSA 9. Look at that. A PSA 9 for $42. Costs you $20 to grade it. Costs you $43 to buy one from the site. You do the math. And if you bought an A and it came back as a 9, I mean, you're making money right there. If you buy the one, if they say got that for $42 and say it goes up just $5, $10, or if you like the player, that's a pretty card to have. And put it in your collection. Jump back over to my collection real quick. If the internet can jump me over there. Just for example, PSA 9, $75. There are some low prices right now on these Ja Morants. So $69 on a Ja Morant. That's pretty cheap. See if I can find another player here. Rui Hachimura, $29 for a PSA 9. $38 for Kobe White. Well, Kobe's got benched, so he's kind of out of love. Kevin Porter Jr., he's been getting a lot of hype lately. $45 for PSA 9. Darius Garland Jr., his prices are going up. Latest sale, $45. He was actually pretty cheap recently. Some bargains out there, guys. You got to do your searching. You always got to search for your players. Always remember, if everybody's going in one direction, you got to zag. Try and go the opposite direction. Don't go chasing those players that everybody else is chasing. You're going to catch yourself up on the high end. You'll be buying your cards on the high. You're going to get stuck with cards. You're going to get burnt. You're not going to be happy. You're going to not be happy with the hobby. Always remember to buy low. You buy low and buy the player you like when you buy it low. You're always going to be happy with that card. You're always going to want to keep it in your collection. Like these John Morants and these Zion Williams and Tyler Hero and these RJ Barrett and this Kendrick Nunn. These are all players I like. Jared Allen. There's some players on there that I don't like this guy right here I bought. This guy over here that I bought. Jared Allen. Jaren Jackson Jr., he's supposed to be really good. He was injured. He's coming back around. Let's see what happens with him. There's some players on there, young, you can see where I target, right? So stay happy, stay healthy with the hobby, guys. Have fun out there. Take care. We'll see you on the next one. 30-minute video. Glad you made it to the end if you did. Take care, guys.